Shot by Josuke soap bubbles, Toru has been left in a desperate state. But then, the grandma of the Higashikata family, Higashikata Kaato, appeared on the scene. Hello everyone and welcome to my chapter 107 JoJolion review. Jesus Christ. I'm not doing a script for this video, decided to go improv. Just because, I can't be asked to write a script and it's just a chapter review. I don't need a script for that. But anyways, this is a review of chapter 107. The attack, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I really need to do a script for this, but I can't be asked. So, as you can see, Kato has returned. If you're wondering why I didn't do a chapter 106 review, and so on and so forth, because I wasn't recording or making any videos at the time, so I just opted not to do it. But if you've read chapter 106, you know what's going on. Kato has returned, and as we can see her stand in the back. And yeah, that's it. So, anyways, let's get on with this review. So, as you can see here, we have Josuke in Soft and Wet walking through the hallway in the hospital. Having overcome the calamity, Soft and Wet has pierced the head doctor. As you can see, Josuke, you can see a soap bubble coming out from his birthmark. He's drenched from being in the pool after washing off her bloody bladder. And Soft and Wet go beyond. That is the confirmed name of Soft and Wet's new ability or new form. Go beyond. Just reminds me of My Hero. I don't like that. And we see he's just walking through the hospital, still wet. He walks into the hospital room and he sees Holly and just remembers Mamazuku and Kei basically just dead, bleeding out, from what I can tell at least. And then we go outside and we see just the fight scene that happens between Wonder Review and Josuke, and he's going up to the exit, and then we see something else is going on in the Higashikata house, and also it seems that Yasuo is the one who was singing Kato-san at the end of chapter 106, and then obviously we see Kato's crying, Toru's bleeding out, probably going to try and do the equivalent exchange with her. And yeah, Inka no Mazame potatoes. I was really confused when I first read this myself. I honestly thought I had gone a fucked up translation and it just went Spanish for some reason. I was really confused. You peel and cut that variety of potatoes. If you deep fry them straight into cooking oil without any batter, you don't boil the Inka no Mazames. Once the deep frying is done, you toss them into a stew. This is the recipe I use for when I make cream stew. Again, this is something I was really confused about, why she just started talking about potatoes and stew. I was very, very confused. But we see why she said that. I've been living at an apartment I rented nearby, so I brought a full pot of cream stew I made over. It's my son's favourite, and yesterday Jobin told me he'd really like to have some again. And then we see, obviously, Jobin dead on the floor, presumably, in the background. And then obviously Toru crawling over to her to try and start the equivalent exchange. And then Yasuo shouting, Kato-san, don't go near him, because obviously he's going to try and do the equivalent exchange. His name is Toru, he's trying to touch his hand to you. You can't let him touch any part of your body. So obviously, again, as I said, this is trying to do the equivalent exchange. There's this fruit called the Nurikakaka, and he just ate one of them. Anyone who eats one will undergo an equivalent exchange with the first one they touch, and it will fully heal any illness or wounds. Obviously, just a rough explanation of the Nurikakaka, what it does, what Toru's trying to do, and he's trying to do an equivalent exchange to heal his injuries. And then we see the part of the Nurikakaka, and then we see Daya and Hato, which I honestly didn't expect, to be honest. And then, Mom, when did you get here? You kids, stay here, don't come over here. And then obviously we see, Hato and Daya. They're really shocked. I don't know why she's here. I just want to be with Jobin. I want to be by my son's side. He'll be lonely if he's alone. And when I read this, I was just like, whoa, no fucking shit. And obviously, again, Araki has to show us that Joven is dead. I think we get that, Araki, but thank you. Kato-san, get away! Don't go near him. He's already lost. If you leave him alone, he'll just die. It'll be over. If you don't do anything, he's finished. There's nothing left you can do. Obviously we see Toru bleeding out on the floor. Yasuo just like begging Kato not to touch him, or just not to let him touch her, like at all. And that's yeah. And obviously we see Toru. He grabs the toolbox and grabs a saw. Not really a lot going on here, but yeah, he grabs the saw. And yeah, I presumably goes to attack, and he's standing up. Ugh, of course, one of the best lines in this entire chapter, as you can tell. Points the saw at Kato. He's a rock human and a stand user. I understand how you feel, Kato-san, but you need to get away from him. Atop the coastal cliffs. Again, this is something that really confused me when Toru said this. This is just one of those random scenes you hear. Or this is one of those random scenes, kind of like the potato one. There's a rock atop some other rocks. Higashikata Kaato-san. What that rock witnesses is only dreams and memories. Memories of the landscape from those scenic cliffs. Clear skies, rainbows after storms, mist the beacons of lighthouses. I don't know how to pronounce it, but migratory birds and gulls. And then another one I don't know how to pronounce, Gahina plants. Again, this is something that really confused me. I have no idea why they just cut to this, and it is really confusing. Only those dreams remain, that which remains when it ends. Defeat or victory mean nothing to that rock on top of those cliffs. But what about the dreams and memories of all of you? Your precious eldest son is laying there in the hallway covered in blood, dead, without his desires ever coming true. What do you have left in the end of the dreams and memories of your family? And then we see her stand again, which I was really excited to see. I got so excited, I probably screamed, I don't even remember. And then we see her, she's crying again. Those are, and then so it's her stand, the cards, and then space trucking. I could only presume that this was her stand name, which it is, as we see in the next page. And you have no idea how excited I was. I thought it was going to be named Queen, as like a little contradiction to the whole Higashikata family king thing. Since obviously she murdered someone, so I can only assume it would contradict that. But like, that is just so cool. It's a Deep Purple song. It's such a good song. That is my stand's name. My card's ability. No, don't attack him. He's luring you over on purpose. He's using your anger and sadness to his advantage. Don't fall for it. The wounds he received from Joe's key are serious. He can't recover from that. But that rock human's ability is definitely still alive. His wonder of you. If you take the invitation, calamities will immediately attack you. You'll be on a one-way ticket to hell. Oh, this scene is amazing. I love this scene so much. Just the fact that Kato has returned and we can see her stand now, and her stand's design is amazing. Amazing. It's so cool that like I have a stand that I created in one of my own fan-made parts, called Two of Hearts, and it's just a deck of cards. It's just a stand bound to a deck of cards. But like, I could have made something like this, but like, this is just much cooler than anything I could come up with. And it's the first time we've seen a new stand in about 2 years. That is brilliant. I know the rumours about your past. 15 years ago, you killed some obnoxious boy for your eldest son Jobin's sake. Even though you atoned for your crime in prison, your husband Norisuke still will not forgive you. Even though you did it out of love. So what sort of memories do you have left now? Only of cruelty. None of the dreams Jobin held when he was alive. were never realised. Also, sorry if my voice starts to go a little bit. I think I've been shouting a lot recently, and my voice is starting to go, so sorry about that. And then we see her cards again, and then Toru gets absolutely destroyed here. Like, fuck me, that is awesome. Like, Toru is actually dying, and he's actually going to die. Oh no, she did it. And then like Toru gets his body and his arms and that like pinned down to the floor, which is just so cool. He's actually going to die, and this arc is going to be over, as it's been going on for 2 years. My god. No, don't Kato-san. And then like, it's so cool. His hand gets pinned to the floor. It's amazing. Space trucking can hide things in between a card and another card. Yeah, I already knew this. I already assumed it would have that. It kind of reminds me of D4C, how it can like put something under another thing and then transport it somewhere. But in this case, it just hides things between cards. They may appear to be being crushed, but they're just hidden. You shouldn't be attacking him. Run, or some calamity will come. You've got to get away from here now. And obviously, Joshu lying on the floor, just gone. Thank you, Araki. We all needed to know that Joshu was on the floor. And then we see the Wonder Review. This scene has no context. You can literally show this to anyone. But like, it's so cool. Also, sorry for the shouting in the background. The head doctor, he's here. You gotta get away from him, Kato-san. Also, sorry if you could have told about the cuts. I just had to stop recording for a second and record back. I'm sorry. And then, like, we see the Wonder Review bleeding out. You got the chip in his head after getting hit by Born This Way. Kato's still crying. He's still on the floor. Get away from him right now! How's this? Aren't I close? How do you feel? Do you want to touch me? I was on a call with my friend at the time, and we just laughed at this scene so much for no reason. I don't intend on attacking you. Right now, I just use those cards to keep your arms and legs from moving, and keep you pinned to the floor. Right now, I am explaining. What is she explaining? For your sake, about the contents of my stand ability. That new Rokakaka, I heard about that, how its branch was grafted onto that potted plant for my son Jobin. I already know about it. And we see the Wonder Review, we get a close up of him. It's like, the Wonder Review's design is so cool, man. Like, come on, it's awesome. I know it can fully heal injuries through equivalent exchange. She has no will to attack. Obviously, as you can see here, she doesn't want to attack Toru. Like, she has no intent of attacking or pursuing Toru. That's why the calamity isn't affecting her, and that's really smart of Araki to do. And Kato, both of them. It's like this chapter, man. I can't. This chapter, it's so good. Could it be you have some other aim, a different goal from the one I'm thinking about? Why did you show yourself here in this garage in the first place? Why did you come here? Goal? My goal is already decided. I've decided what I'm going to do. Before that, I'm just gouging something. I'm gouging which way we're going to go. And then we see something coming out of the cards. Kato-san! You have something between the cards of your stand, don't you? Higashikata Kaato, your stand. What do you have in there? And then we see a cufflink. Jobin's cufflink. And we get a flashback to Jobin and Kato. Damn it! Jobin, come here. Let me help you with those cufflinks. Oh, sorry, those cuffs. Same thing. Continuously this way. And we see Jobin. Like, I really like this scene. It's so cute to see Jobin alive again. It's so cool. It's just cool. It's cute to see them together. Like, son and daughter. Sorry, son and daughter? I mean, son and mother. It's so cool. Dear, there's something bothering you, isn't there? There's something you can't make a decision about. No, huh? Hey Jobin, put yourself together, don't be hesitant. Can you really enjoy a summer vacation like that? Come on now. Your mother knows. Save your whimpers for later and tell me... Now tell Mum what you're hiding. That was his mouth and he just goes to leave. Oh no, sorry, he just shuts the door. God's sake, I'm actually an idiot. This is something no one else knows about, I'm sure of it. Right now anyways. I'm sure before long someone is going to come. An enemy will come to us. And obviously this is foreshadowing Toru and his attack, because he already knew about Toru. And then he goes on about stag beetles. This my stag beetle is the one on the top shelf. Until last night it had a broken mandible. Until this morning, that right mandible was broken to pieces. I'm certain it had no right mandible. Mandible? Mum, please look at what's inside this top shelf compartment. This Hercules was in there with it. I don't know too much about beetles, and I can't remember about the beetle fight that Jobin and Yosuke had, but these look awfully similar to them. I'm just saying. The broken, lost Miyama's mandible was replaced. It's been healed, and the face of what once was a healthy Hercules has part of it missing. It's performed an equivalent. It's performed an exchange with the Miyagi's. I'm so bad at pronouncing these. Mandible on the cellular level. In other words, by exchanging it for fuck's sake, I can't pronounce this. Miyagi's mandible, the Hercules face ended up like this. Jobin, this is. Look at the lower shelf, and then we see the branch and the Rokakaka fruit. This is that thing. This is the thing that Mamazuki Rai, Josuke, everyone else is after. That's how the injured mandible was fixed. You have branches growing on the lower shelf. So then on the shelf above, are you telling me that this potted plant, these branches are... I got my hands on it during the orchard fire and hid it here. Most likely... it's the graft of the new Rokakaka mum. Most likely that this Miyama stag beetle sucked up from the sap from the skin of the branch that had been jutting out of the lower shelf. It's a perfect equivalent exchange. It happened to do an exchange with the healthy Hercules, and that was in the same shelf. But I can't keep it here in this cabinet any longer. I want to hide it safe somewhere. Where do you think would be best? If we attempted to bring it outside, I'm sure we'd get found out. These branches. Jobin, I'd like you to clarify what you just said. This equivalent exchange. You got your hands on this new Rokakaka branch and grafted it, yes? That's right, Mum. And it succeeded. The Miyagi stag beetle's injury is all better. What about the fruit? Shouldn't there be a fruit growing from the new Rokakaka branch? That's still to come. We got the branch, and that's all we need. Once it grows, we'll get our hands on the fruit. And seeds as well. The fact that we get to see how Jobin got the branch, which was from the orchard fire, from what poor Tom did. It's like, bruh. It's so interesting, to say the least. The fire you mentioned. This is the fire in our orchard? Yes, that's right. Everyone else thinks the branch was lost in the fire, and I can't let them know that it wasn't. I'm certain it looked like this person named Poor Tom had the branch with him, and he's dead now. But there are enemies out there that aren't, and I'm sure those enemies will come eventually to this house to look for the branch. They'll come to where I am. Just let me ask one more time. You obtained this branch alone, Mum. The truth is, there's one other person. It's me and Tsurugi. Tsurugi also knows about the branch and the fire. This whole event has been really hard for him, and he's already 11 years old now. He might be getting to his limit. Is it a good idea for me to be keeping this potted plant in my house? Maybe if I'm going to grow it in secret, I'd better be off hiding it somewhere else. What should I do? That's what I've been stressing about. Maybe I should just tell Dad about the plant, and then Tori gets fucking bitch slapped. Jobin gets fucking bitch slapped. But like, I told you to make up your mind, didn't I, Jobin? You're going to get through this on your own. You can't let your father know about this. Absolutely not. That man is against the idea of the equivalent exchange. If you told him, it's certain that the enemy would find out. He still hasn't forgiven me for what I did 15 years ago. But until a single fruit grows from that branch, with that fruit will secure the prosperity of our family. It goes without saying that your family's good fortune outweighs ethics. Set your mind on that. Jobin, you've done a fine job to climb as high as you have. I'm incredibly proud of you. Just a little further, the Higashikata family must break the curse that has been on it since the time of our ancestors. And then we see Kato using space trucking to take away just to hide the Higashikata branch. Well, that just leads me to believe where it went. But it's pretty cool though, nonetheless. It's fucking awesome. If the time comes when you want to hide the potted plant, this should suffice. For now, continue to grow it in this room, Jobin. And then we cut back to the present time. What is between those cards? Toru says. But like, what's about to come is fucking amazing. My family's curse, and now you will undertake all of this. And then this is where I think chapter 108 is going to end. Because motherfucking Tsurugi comes out from the cards, and then begins an equivalent exchange with Toru. What the fuck? How the fuck did he get in there? I understand the whole ability in that. How the fuck? What? It's amazing, really. And then Tsurugi-chan, what? This is Kato-san's goal. She came to the garage for Tsurugi-chan to do an equivalent exchange. It's all to break the curse. Okay, let's analyze this page really quick. So, first off, in the first panel, Tsurugi is signing an equivalent exchange with Toru. I just want to know when Kato got her hands on Tsurugi. Like, where the fuck did she get Tsurugi? That's so fucking cool. And then everyone else is just freaking out. Toru's freaking out. Tsurugi is asleep. And then Kato is just standing like a fucking boss. And then we see Toru getting absolutely fucked. And then Wonder of You also getting fucked. Just everyone's getting fucked. But like, fuck me. What a chapter. This is one of the best JoJolion chapters I've ever read. It's got so much suspense, so much story, and this cliffhanger is amazing. I really want to see what happens next. I just want this series to be over. Not because I don't like it, I fucking love it. Just because it's fucking amazing. Anyway guys, that's going to be the video. Obviously, all credits go to Araki, of course. Whatever music I use in the background will be linked in the description. I will also link the chapter in the description if you don't know where to find it, but obviously you just saw it here. But if you want to experience it for yourself, I'll link it in the description. And with that, I will see you all in the next video in about 10 years. Goodbye.